Yeah. Hello, people. I'm Jabby Kuwait, joined by Chara Kirk.
Hello.
We're going to talk about Ek the Tiger. I know we're supposed to talk about Drishyam. A lot of you have been asking for that. But Tiger Zinda Hai is out, and we wanted to do Ek the Tiger before Tiger Zinda Hai because, you know, it's out, and you get it, right? So we're going to do Drishyam very, very soon. And should I ramble some more about that? I wanted to start off with talking about our history with Salman Khan so far. I think you've watched one other Salman Khan movie, which is Bajrangi Bhaijaan.
Yes.
I've watched Sultan, Bodyguard, and Bajrangi Bhaijaan, so this is my fourth Salman Khan film. I've got some experience with Salman Khan now, so I have stuff to go off of, some references I can make. I'm not a professional Salman Khan know-it-all person, but I can make some references, and that makes me feel a little better. Here's the layout of this review. First, we're going to give you our general thoughts in the off chance that maybe you haven't seen Ek the Tiger, which I really doubt if you're watching this review, but it'll be non-spoiler, and we're going to talk a little bit about Stardust, and then we'll go into our spoiler review. Let's start off with the one-liner from IMDb. India's top spy tiger and his love Zoya battle the dark world of intelligence and espionage that forbids its soldiers from loving the enemy. That is kind of misleading. That's not really what the movie is. That's what happens in the movie. The movie is Tiger is put on a mission and he's not supposed to be in love, and then he falls in love. That's really what the movie is.
He is allowed to be in love. He
No, he's
in
not.
love with the wrong person.
He can't think with his heart. He has to think with his head, remember?
Well, yeah, but then they were all like, of all the countries.
Right, but, okay, hold on. Let's back this up. So, the thing is, the chick turns out to be from... As a spoiler, we can't do that.
Surprise, surprise.
Hold on. I can't do that yet.
No, I'm pretty sure that's...
No, it's not in the trailer. Like I said, the movie is about Tiger, who is established as this super duper, cannot be messed with badass. Like, he's Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jackie Chan, all rolled into one. He kicks some ass, and then he goes back home and he's like, put me on the next mission, boss. And the boss does, and the rest of the movie is not action for the most part, and then it is action again later on.
Yeah.
Overall, I think I would give this 3 out of 5. And the reason why is because for me, as an ignorant American, I would say that the tone was a little bit confusing. I thought that this was like an action movie, like boom, boom, explosions, fight scenes, right? And then there's none of that for most of the movie until the third act. And I was like, hold on, like, I thought I was watching a romance, and now there's all this action again. It's really confusing. And so, as an American who's used to consistent tones, this was just throwing me off a little bit. That being said, there were fun moments in the film. Yeah. I thought there were definitely fun moments. I liked a lot of the acting in the movie. Salman Khan did a good job. I especially love Katrina Kaif. Like, I love Katrina Kaif. I think she's hot. Never mind her acting. I just think she's hot. I could just watch her. Whenever she was wearing her skirts, I'm like, that's a nice skirt.
Yes, I heard many compliments about her lovely legs.
Yeah. Back to her acting. I shouldn't be so
don't
surface.
Objectify her.
Yeah. You objectified her too. Don't even play. I think that her acting was good. I actually liked what she did. She was very, what do you call it, understated in her performance. I thought that was very real. Some of the supporting actors were actually really good as well. His boss, who was played by Girish Karnad, and Ranveer Shori, who played Gopi. I really liked both of their performances. I thought they both did an excellent job. Roshan Seth, I couldn't figure him out. His accent was interesting. It was like he was English or something. Nobody in Ireland has an Irish accent.
I know!
It was really weird.
No, I think there was one woman at a hotel who had an Irish accent.
The whole reason why Salman Khan, or Tiger, is sent to Ireland is to watch over Anwar Jamal Kidwai, who is a scientist who supposedly is giving scientific data to the enemy by accident. I think that's as much as we can say about the plot without giving anything away.
Right.
There was action in the movie, lots of it on the bookends. Some of the action was interesting. A lot of it was difficult to enjoy because of the camera work. It was a lot of zooming ins and shaky stuff, and I'm like, okay, just calm down, movie. Like, I want to see what's going on here. At one point, it looked like Salman Khan was replaced with a digital face. I think that, if I had to guess, he got hurt during the film, and they replaced the stunt guy's face with his face in post-production. That's the best theory I can come up with. Or they just forgot to shoot that stuff, or Salman Khan didn't feel like doing it. Something like that must have happened for them to put a digital face there, because Salman Khan is a capable guy.
Yeah.
He moves fine for action stuff. So I don't know why he would suddenly elect to not be in the scene and have his face replaced by a stunt guy. Anytime there were fight scenes, it just was a little messy in general for me. When there was no fight scenes, I actually enjoyed the movie more. The music stuff was whatever for me in general. The premise was interesting, and the premise is very akin to another Salman Khan film we watched, Bajrangi Bhaijaan, where he is dealing. I don't want to say too much. That's it. That's all I want to say about it. If you haven't seen it by now, God, it's been out. So I think that it's worth watching. If you're a Salman Khan fan, it's definitely worth watching. It was all right by my standards. I think I stand by it being 3 out of 5 stars for me.
I would say about the same. I enjoyed the movie. It was fun. It was a good romp. I enjoyed the action, actually.
Yeah, okay.
Just because it was so over the top. It was like, oh, this is movie action. This is like, wow, you just jumped off that building and you didn't break your knees? That's awesome. That's because you're a hero and you're a heroine and you all rock.
Oh, there's like over the top, and then there's the tiger, right? There's characters who jump, who Katrina Kaif flips off this thing that's like 7,000 feet tall, and she lands on her legs.
I know. I was like, huh?
Her hips would be where her feet are. Now, the thing about it is that I had to take into consideration when I was watching it is the filmmakers know that they're doing this. They know that they're pushing the envelope in terms of realism. They are obviously going for something that is that over the top. I can appreciate that aspect of it. It's just tonally, it's a little mixed because most of the movie isn't this action. So it feels like it's kind of out of place for me.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I would have liked there to be a little bit more action interspersed throughout, just to remind us, like, oh, they're super spies.
Yeah, so overall, 3 out of 5 stars for you, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just want to remind you guys that this video has been made possible by Stardust. Stardust is an app you can download for your phone. It allows you to record reviews between 3 and 30 seconds long. It's kind of like Twitter, but better, because you just talk about movies, which is what we love to talk about. It's all we're looking for on Twitter anyhow, so stop using Twitter and use Stardust.
And record your lovely faces so we can watch you. I have so enjoyed watching reactions that people have been sharing with me on Twitter.
If you guys caught our review for Om Shanti Om, you'd see there that we had a whole bunch of fan responses for Om Shanti Om included through Stardust. We would love for you guys to do the same thing for Ek the Tiger Part 2, also known as Tigers into High. Forgot the name for a second. Get on Stardust and give us your reviews for Tigers into High, because we're going to watch that tomorrow, and we would love to include your reviews on our review in the Stardust section. That would be awesome. See your faces, see your thoughts, hear your thoughts. Download the app using the link in the description below. Make sure to follow us first because we recommended it to you, and that's the nice thing to do. We're being nice, you be nice back to us. Follow us first. After that, make sure to tag us both on Twitter. Just tag her, actually.
Just tag me.
Yeah, and make sure she sees your review, because if she sees it, then she'll be like, hey, some people did reviews. And then we'll include it in the Tigers into High review. So, now we're going to get into spoilers. If you don't want to hear any spoilers, then please leave your sorry butt, at the door, so you don't have to hear this conversation that the rest of us are having. I like the idea of a spy who falls in love. He's told his whole life, or most of his career, not to use his heart, but to use his head. That seems very simple and kind of whatever, but I actually like that idea, that simple idea. Like, this whole time, he's been kind of brainwashed, so to speak. Keep his eye on the target, do the mission, don't get distracted. Of course, we come into this guy's life the first time he gets distracted. The part that was familiar for me is what was introduced in Bajrangi Bhaijaan. The person that comes into his company is from the other side. Right. Of all sides, Pakistan. This seems to be a recurring theme because we saw it in Bajrangi Bhaijaan. That being said, that aspect of the movie is interesting. Salman Khan is falling in love with someone who he shouldn't. He's falling in love with someone who he should hate and not want to talk to, not want to associate with on any level, who he should want to kill in this movie.
It's kind of like Romeo and Juliet as well, that forbidden love and not being able to love the enemy, as it were. But obviously, there's a lot of real-world repercussions in this story. Romeo and Juliet's like fictional. I mean, this is fictional as well, but there is still
borrowing from real-life elements.
Yeah. It also has that theme of love knowing no boundaries.
Right. As someone who's an outsider to the friction between India and Pakistan, as someone who has only a cursory understanding of it and is not entrenched in it like, anyone who lives on either side of that border, I actually enjoyed the story. I actually enjoyed what it stood for, and that is that there are people on the other side of the wall. There are human beings on the other side of the wall. Whichever side you're on, there are people on the other side, good people on the other side, even though this is about 2 spies who fell in love. People have murdered so many people.
Let's forget about the murder.
We'll just forget about that part. But, because, Salman Khan totally murders people in this movie.
Yeah.
The idea it stands for, I actually appreciate. That aspect of the story, it was just really cool to me, that they actually were risking their lives just to be together because they fell in love.
And there was a nice little bit at the end as well, when they run away, and with the little epilogue where they're like, the Pakistani agency and the Indian agency join forces for the first time to find them, which was kind of funny. It's the romantic notion of what we think would happen. What we would like to happen is that love conquers all, and love is enough, plus $47,000. I was like, when he withdrew the money from the bank, what did he have? Like 2.3 crore or something like that. But then it translated to $47,000. I was like, dude, you are not going to get far on $47,000. Right. And then they go to Cuba and I'm like, okay, you might get far on $47,000. But then they ended up in all the other countries and I was like, you have to be working or something, because that's not enough money. I wished that I could have seen more of Katrina Kaif kicking butt. He falls in love with her, she's this nice girl, and then he finds out that she's a spy. But not once. I wanted to see them fight.
They did fight a little bit, though.
No, barely. I wanted to see them do like a cool little, you know...
Mr. and Mrs. Smith kind of thing?
Yeah! And then like holding each other and being like, but I love you. Ah! More fighting and then like, you know, I don't know.
In general, the action was a little wonky. There were moments of genius in it, just little moments here and there where I'm like, that was cool, that was interesting. But then I got distracted because that wasn't Salman Khan, but like a CGI face, and then the stuff on the Jeep looked like it was something out of Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, because there was a lot of green screen going on. But I liked some of the ideas in there. I thought there were some cool moments in there. When Katrina Kaif is running away and this guy tries to trap her and she slides under him on her knees and comes up and kicks his ass.
Yeah.
There were definitely some cool moments in between. I just think collectively those little moments were greater than the sum of its parts, and I would have liked the sum of its parts to be, you know, equally interesting. One of the most interesting moments for me, ironically, was actually the ATM footage when Salman Khan and Katrina Kaif are fighting those street thugs.
Yeah.
And it was just like a single shot. It wasn't zooming in and out or whatever. It was just a single shot, and you could see Salman Khan moving and fighting, and Katrina Kaif in the background fighting. It lasted all of maybe 10 seconds, but I'm like, oh my god, that looks so awesome. Like, that was the stuff that I liked more than all the other crazy action that they were showing. But, like, that's me and my weirdness, so... Overall, I thought the film was enjoyable. I don't regret watching it, and it actually made me excited for watching Ek the Tiger Part 2. Tigers in the High. I'm actually interested in watching it more because I saw this. I'd like to see where the film goes from here. It is interesting to think about where you would go from here. I can't even remember the trailer. Like, I don't remember...
I remember the trailer.
Oh, you remember the trailer? Okay, well, don't tell me anything. I don't remember anything from the trailer. I don't want to know anything. So I'm actually excited to not know anything and go see where the movie goes from here. We already know that they're in love, and we already know they're together, so there's no preamble with that. We can just
cut straight to the action.
Cut straight to the chase.
Straight to Salman Khan taking names, kicking butt, and Katrina Kaif being equally cool.
Yeah.
But something happened.
Guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out Achar Kirk on the social media. Check out our other reactions and reviews. I am Jabby Kuwait. This is
Achar Kirk.
And peace out.